Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure to be out here in nature and bringing this message of emancipation to you, a message that will set you free. All I'm doing is pointing you to look inwardly to discover your true identity. And when you discover your true identity, you discover your divinity. That's the reason why I want to speak to you concerning how thoughts become things. And before I go into the subject of how thought become things, I want to let you know that first of all, the Bible was first a thought, and that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history, for it was written symbolically. Therefore, the entire story of the Bible is a psychological drama dealing with the psyche of humanity. So now I've laid that foundation for you. I want to show you that when people do not realize that thoughts become things, they would not realize that it is their thoughts that is creating their reality. Therefore, religion can be used to keep them to live in a place of fear and mediocrity. Also, religion can be used to keep them living in a place, in a mentality or a state of mind whereby they are religious and superstitious. Now, let us look at the things that we use in this life that is beneficial to all of humanity, and let us look at the inventors and see how these things were invented. And let us also look at invention also as creation, because many people believe that invention is different to creation, because they believe when they read in Genesis, they are reading of a God outside of themselves creating a physical world that is outside of them, and not knowing it is dealing with the human psyche or the human mind, and show how everything is being created from a thought, whereby it says that the earth was without form and it was void, showing you that when you have a thought, the thought is without form and it is void. So now, when we look at everything in this world that has been made, it was first a thought. The aeroplane was first a thought. The automobile was first a thought. It was first imagined. Therefore, the creative power in man is the power of imagining, because the Creator lives in man, and the Creator lives in man as man's own human imagination, which is the Creator in man. Thus the reason why the Bible tells you in St. John 1 and 3 that all things were made by Him, and without Him there isn't anything made that was made. Now that Him is not a man that existed 2,000 years ago. That Him is a personification of your own human imagination, which is the Creator in man. Thus the reason why everything that has been made was first imagined. It was first a thought. It was first an idea. And everything else that would ever going to be made must first be a thought. It must first be an idea. It must first be imagined. Therefore, my brother, my sisters, when you understand that all of humanity is governed by certain laws, and all the universe is governed by certain laws, and one of the most important laws that governs humanity and governs the universe is the law of mentalism, that everything was first a thought, everything was first imagined, everything was first an idea. When you understand that, then you will understand how thoughts become things. So each and every one of us is creating our reality, but most people are creating their reality unconsciously. That's the reason why I'm teaching you how you can create your reality consciously. So that is what makes the difference between the poor and the wealthy. It has to do with our mentality. So there are those who know how to create their reality consciously because they know that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. And there are those who do not know that they are the ones who are creating their reality, therefore they are creating their reality unconsciously, and most likely those are the people who believe that the Bible is literal and that the Bible is secular history. Therefore they are trapped in mediocrity, and they are trapped in judgment and condemnation of others. Also they are eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, so they judge everything as either good or evil. But those of us who understand that thoughts become things, and that is the thoughts that's creating a reality, we are eating from the tree of life, and we understand that everything that has been done, every action is stemmed from a thought. So your thought is creating your personality, and your personality is creating your reality. Therefore, we are the one who understand that life and everything that has been done in life is being done from a state of consciousness or a state of mind. So the rich man, the poor man, the beggar man, the thief, it is one mind, but it's just different arrangement of the same mind. So based on the level of consciousness that someone is vibrating on would mean whether they will steal, lie, kill, all of these things. But they are all states of mind, or states of consciousness. That's the reason why when you read the Bible and you read all of these things that is taking place in the Bible, it's just teaching you different states of mind, states of consciousness. But people take all of these personification in the Bible and think that it is literal persons who existed thousands of years ago. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, let me just reiterate that I'm teaching you that you are responsible for your thoughts, for it is your thoughts that is creating your reality. Therefore you have to think more wisely, so you'll be able to act more wisely. So you'll be able to have the right personality, and you'll be able to know how to create your reality consciously. That's the reason why the Bible tells you in Matthew 6:33 that if you seek first the kingdom of God is righteousness, that all these things will be added unto you. Teaching you, if you seek to know yourself first, if you seek to discover your higher self, or the highest version of yourself first, which is basically seeking to know who you are, seeking to know your identity, your true identity. That when you discover your true identity, you will discover the kingdom. And when you discover the kingdom of God, you will discover that God is your own human imagination, which is the creator in man. Therefore, you will discover the creative power and discover the secret of creation. And when you discover the secret of creation, then you will be able to create your reality consciously. So you know you have to use your thoughts to fulfill your every desire. So with that being said, my brothers and my sisters, I want to thank you very much, and I want to encourage you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, like, or you can comment, and to also follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. Also you can check out my website, BlackMadGuru.com. And always remember, this message I bring to you is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 teaches you that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And hadn't it been that I would have awakened within myself and became invisible, having experienced the birth from above, the birth from the skull, and understand the true virgin birth, I wouldn't have been here bringing this message to you. That's the reason why I always give you the symbol of the single eye, letting you know that when you have the experience, that you will come to know that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. That's the reason why the Bible tells you that the Lord thy God is a S-U-N and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And it also tells, and that is in Psalms 84:11. Also it tells you in Malachi 4:2 that the sun, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that is what I am talking about right now. When it happened to you, you come to discover that without the sun, as in the S-U-N, there is no life and there is no light. and that there can be no S-O-N that can exist without there first be the S-U-N. So those who believe that Jesus Christ as a S-O-N is the light of the world, they have been brainwashed. Also, you come to discover that without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And that the sun parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. And we all are the people of the sun, for the sun is what powers all of humanity. Therefore, my encouragement to you is to use your mind power, which is your solar power, to achieve your every desire. So that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.